The Chief Executive of Glasgow Chamber of Commerce, Stuart Patrick. Stuart, welcome to you. I guess this is the last thing you wanted and your members wanted.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a different kind of mood this time round to the first closure back in March. I think this time the patience of the industry is wearing very, very thin, because this has come relatively late. It's a last-minute decision, and it's again going to cause a lot of trouble for individual businesses. We're treating businesses as if they're like light bulbs that you can just switch on and switch off again, and that has no long-term consequence. And I think there's a degree of anger now developing about the implications of this for not just for the hospitality industry, but for wider industries in the consumer services, retail, accommodation, etc. And if you actually look at the statistics in Scotland, about 700,000 jobs have been on job retention scheme. About 300,000 of those are in sectors that will be affected by this decision. So we're really worrying about what the implications are for employment in the weeks and months ahead.
Well, Stuart, you're clearly worried about jobs, but Nicola Sturgeon, the First Minister, is obviously very, very concerned about potential deaths. I mean, do you have any sympathy with her position?
Of course. I mean, we're obviously keen that the First Minister is successful in bringing the virus numbers down. But I think we're beginning to wonder, we were promised a variety of measures, particularly through Test and Protect, that would lead to ability to keep both a clamp down on virus cases, but also to keep the economy open. And that doesn't look as if it's working at the levels that we were anticipating. So we are asking for more to be done to get the Test and Protect system to work to the level that was originally intended.
Now, in the meantime, the First Minister's outlined a £40 million package of support for the hospitality sector in Scotland. Is that going to go far enough?
Almost certainly not. I'm looking at the numbers of businesses, even just in Glasgow. We're literally talking thousands of businesses that will be affected by this. And what we don't know is who will be eligible for this 40 million, because there'll be businesses that are shut, but there'll also be businesses whose trade is significantly affected by the shutting of hospitality. For example, retail businesses in the city centre. There's no obvious route for support for them. So the question that we'll be asking is, businesses don't really want to be supported because they're being shut. We want to find routes, we want to find plans, we want a winter plan that explains how we're going to keep businesses open over the winter, rather than arguing all the time about what kind of business support we need because they're shut.
Well, I guess one step towards that would be setting a date to allow non-essential offices to reopen. I mean, I'm very struck that Glasgow and Edinburgh, alongside Manchester and London, are the cities in the UK that have been most badly affected in terms of people still working from home.
Very true. And again, we have no indication of a date. One imagines that the current circumstances will push that back significantly. But you're absolutely right. The impact that's had on city centres in Glasgow and Edinburgh, where we're seeing no more than maybe 1 out of every 8 employee operating in the city centre, has been almost catastrophic for industries like hospitality, like retail, and the hotel and accommodation market as well.
All right, Stuart Patrick, we have to leave it there, I'm afraid. Thanks very much for joining me. It's good to see you.
Thank you.